This tutorial covers how students can use a plan called Registration Plan Ahead Shopping Cart to plan out a potential schedule before course registration opens. Now, the Plan Ahead Shopping Cart is an optional tool for students to use, so they can still register for classes without using the Plan Ahead Shopping Cart. But we do know from feedback from students that this can be a helpful tool to help them plan out a potential schedule before registration opens. So to get to the Plan Ahead Shopping Cart tool, they'll start by logging into Self Service Aiken, then navigating to the Student tab and the Registration tab, which will open a page that looks like this. And then they'll click the Registration Plan Ahead Shopping Cart link here. That will bring them to a page to set up their plan. They'll start by clicking this button, create a new plan, and then they can start adding classes to their plan. A couple important notes: they should include a subject, so for example, psychology here, and a specific course number, so for example, A101. They do need to make sure they include the A in the course number for Aiken. Otherwise, it will show them a list of all of the psychology classes offered at all of the USC campuses. And we do want them to make sure they're filtering down to just those classes offered at Aiken. Once they've entered the subject and course number, they'll hit the search button, and that will show the class that's being offered. Next step is to hit this View Sections button. Instead of hitting Add Course, they don't want to click that quite yet, because if a class has multiple sections, they want to select a specific section first. So they'll select the View Section, or click the View Sections option, and that will show the specific sections of the class being offered. Once they find the section that they want to add, they'll click the Add button on the right-hand column, and that will add that specific section to their plan. So they'll go through that process for every class that they want to add to their plan. Once they've added all of their classes, so in this example we have 4 different classes added in the plan, they can save the plan. They can always go back and edit and add or remove classes later on, but it's a good idea to save a plan so they have that progress saved. Once a plan is saved, they can see a visual of how that schedule would look on their calendar with the meeting days and times listed out there, and also have a list of classes that are in the plan. And then, like I mentioned, they can go back and edit the plan at any time. A few important notes on some limitations with the Plan Ahead tool: it will not automatically check for schedule conflicts that might exist between multiple classes in a plan. It also will not check for prerequisite restrictions or whether a class is full. So those are things that the student will need to check on when creating their plan. They also should double check their plan before registration opens, just to ensure that any of the classes that were in their plan, they haven't filled up since the time that they created the plan. And they can create up to three plans with the registration plan ahead tool, so it is a good idea for them to have a backup plan or two, just in case some classes fill up before registration opens for them. That way they have a backup plan that they can go to. Now, once the classes are in a plan, you'll notice that they have the status showing as planned. Once registration opens, those courses will go to the student's summary course list in their registration portal. They'll still need to go into the registration portal and hit submit to register for those classes. But the advantage of using the Plan Ahead tool before registration opens is it will automatically load those classes from their plan into their summary, so they don't have to find the classes once registration opens. So that is a brief tutorial on how students can use the Plan Ahead tool. It can be a helpful tool, but there are a few things like schedule conflicts, prerequisite restrictions, availability in a class that a student will still need to check manually when they're using the Plan Ahead tool.